Good morning, Director Mechanic. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Good morning.
Thank you.
I'm gonna count you in 3, 2, 1. What, live?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Ready. Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday. I am Louis Vieira, Chairman of the HART Board of Directors. Please silence all electronic devices for the duration of the meeting. Welcome to the June 3rd, 2024 Board of Directors regular meeting, which is now called to order. The meeting format is hybrid with board members physically present at the HART administrative offices here at 1201 East 7th Avenue, Florida Conference Room, and participating via communication media technology. Please, if you would, stand if you're able to do so and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Roll call, if I may.
Director Cameron Cepeda. Director Hartfield.
Present.
Director Henderson.
Present.
Director King.
Present.
Director Knight.
Present.
Director Mechanic.
Here.
Director Myers.
Here.
Director Owen.
Here.
Director Schizler.
Here.
Director Riera.
Here.
Director Williams.
Here.
Director Wallstall.
Here. Thank you. Ms. Mandel, go ahead.
Good morning. Before we go into public comment, I have a couple comments that I would like to read into the record for your review. You have a number of people here today who are going to speak on a variety of topics, and they have absolutely every right to do so, but I want to give you some parameters on some of what could be some of their comments. HART and the ATU Local 1593 are in active labor negotiations. Union negotiations involve delicate processes that require a focused and impartial approach from the negotiating team. Public commentary, when issued by the Board of Directors, may be perceived as authoritative statements that could potentially compromise the negotiating team's autonomy and bargaining position. This can inadvertently escalate tensions, erode trust, and impede progress in reaching mutually beneficial agreements. It is therefore advised that the board exercise judiciousness and refrain from public comments that could impact the negotiation process. And by maintaining a clear separation between governance and operational matters, the board can uphold the integrity of the negotiation process and demonstrate a commitment to a fair and constructive labor relations. What I'm trying to say is you serve as the ultimate decision maker on those issues, so I would request that you refrain from any comments, even if there are folks in the public who want to say their piece about that issue. In addition, I want to inform you, just in case some of these issues come up, that there has been a grievance filed by ATU regarding the pay matters. So similarly, I would request that there is no comments from board members as it relates to any public comments that might come forward relating to that issue. So I just wanted to give you those two pieces of information as we go into public comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mandel. So before we go into public comment, just to advise everyone, number one, it is our rule that whenever folks come up and give public comment, we don't actively engage with you all. So if we don't say anything, which we won't, right, it's not anything related to the substance. Number two, with regards to any of the folks here today who may be dealing with legal issues with HART, we will not be substantively commenting on it upon advice of counsel, and it doesn't reflect anything other than that. So that's it.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
If you wanted to offer, I see, since it's spring break, a number of people had to bring their children. If those people would like to comment first, if they want to leave with their kids.
A humane gesture, which I will agree with. So with regards to public comment, I have here that I've been given everybody in order. And tell you what, raise your hand if you're here for public comment and you have a dependent with you. Does anyone? Oh, yes. Yes, ma'am. Raise your hand if you are here for public comment and you have a child with you or a dependent. Anybody? It would appear none, so there you go. Okay, thank you. Board Member Wosel had wisely advised that anybody with a child may go first, but I guess there being none, we will begin with Mr. Charles Loeb, who is here to speak on a general matter. Come forward.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Charles Loeb, and I do want to speak on several matters. First of all, I started off the recycling program that I was talking about last month by bringing in old bus schedules and old bus passes that I've used, and I want you to realize I'm getting that started. And I'm hoping that you all will go to your buses, to your transit centers, and even to the libraries to get old schedules so you can save money along that line. That's number one. Number two, I also made some comments about the negotiations with USF, and I'm hoping that will get them restarted toward this compromise that I have in mind. I hope there'll be discussion, it'll be positive. Number three, I thought of some ideas to try to revolutionize the way people view public transportation. I put them in a list. I think Mr. Wellits has seen them, and Councilman Board Member Schitzler will have a chance to see them as I gave them to him. And finally, I am kind of curious from both the city attorney's point of view and from any council member, any commission member, or TPO member about who actually, I remember you all were talking about this past April about this proposed settlement agreement having to do with the transit sales tax money. I would like to organize a campaign to oppose that, settling for that settlement agreement. To me, it's out of line, unreasonable. All for transit means what it says, all for transit. And I was just wondering if there are any commissioners or any TPOs, unless the thing has already been voted upon, who would be interested in organizing a campaign to oppose the potential settlement agreement. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Next, Mr. Henry Spells.
All right, let's do this. All right, y'all. Good morning.
Morning.
Well, this is my first board meeting in a few board meetings, but sure, I mean, I've been to these board meetings before. So, last night, before I went to bed, I was on Wikipedia and I looked up some facts about HART. But I love the agency. I've looked up routes that I've never saw. Routes like 83, 80, 83, 87, 88, 89, 59, all the, past routes. Well, for all what these drivers go through with a whole bunch of us, and the delinquent us. Well, not me because I'm not a delinquent. But I just got to say, I don't understand how HART was, taking away routes and all that, taking away routes and, having to take away routes, save money, take away routes to save money. But you know what? I was, once wise bus driver once told me, why take away all the routes? Why not just expand from what HART had from 2001 all the way up until now, 2024, 2025? Well, you already know, this is Tampa. Tampa sucks. The transportation, okay. Well, cars on the interstate suck. The roads suck. Now the buses. Now, just imagine if there was no cars and all that good stuff. Everybody had to rely on the bus. Now, everybody loves the bus. I love the bus. I love the bus drivers. I love what they do. Actually, the other day, I had a bus driver tell me that she said, I miss you, okay? Guess what? I was like, when she said, I miss you, I was like, wow, I never had a bus driver tell a passenger that they missed them. I praise all my bus drivers. My number one is Miss Jackie, Rav, Vera Johnson. I'm not sure if she's here, but those are all my favorite bus drivers. But I had one tell me that they love me. But you know what? For everything that they gone through, I figured they need to get a little bit more paper in their pockets. A little bit more paper in their pockets. And when I say a little bit more paper in their pockets, you know what I mean. They know what I mean. And I ain't talking about that paycheck. But you're going to hear a little bit about that a little bit later. But I'm Henry Spells. I love these drivers, and if I had to, I would let a YouTuber, Mr. Ron, know that these drivers need to be MVT, a most valuable trucker. Even though they don't drive trucks, they drive buses, but they have CDLs and all that. I'll see y'all later.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Next is Corwin Williams.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
My name is Corwin Williams. I'm a 22-year bus operator with HART. I realize my time is limited, so I'll make this as succinct as possible. During the epidemic, the bus operators were most at risk of contracting the virus due to close contact with the public. I personally was infected twice during that time. No real precautions were put in place to prevent this from occurring, and those that were not enforced. We provided our own PPE initially. Now it appears that everyone received what was due them as essential workers on the managerial and supervisory levels, while we and our families were treated more as expendable than essential. We did not have the luxury of working from home to avoid the virus. And it's disgraceful that we should be fighting for what our contract clearly states we should have. Basically, that's all I have to say about that. And I hope that you take into consideration and it's been brought to you in this manner because it hasn't been handled the way that it should through the union. So that's why you have the drivers coming forward to speak to you so that we can get some actual oversight on this situation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Next, and I may be misreading this, Alan Brewstein, I believe it is, or? Brewster. Thanks. Okay. Thank you.
Good morning. Alan Brewster. I'm an advocate for change. And one of the areas I believe that needs to be upgraded or talked about is mental health for the 300 and plus bus operators that work at HART. There are 4 scientific parts of the brain that is affected by trauma. There's the medulla. The medulla processes the emotions, and it also states when it's trauma, you go into the flee, the fight, and the freeze mode. Now, we have routes every day, certain routes that there's no time at the end of the line. 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. When you're in this trauma state, you stay in that flee, fight, freeze mode. And there's another part of the brain called the hippocampus, which connects the emotions with memories. And when this trauma affects the hippocampus, it shrinks. And when it shrinks, it doesn't do its job. And then the medulla kicks in. And then you all over again, you at that flee, fight, freeze mode. Now, there is no dialogue from the leadership with the 300 plus drivers about mental health and how they can put things in place to minimize that part of the brain. Give us the tools so that we can minimize this state of mind that we're in when we're out here dealing with the public. Every day, we're being threatened. That's trauma. That's stress. When you get to the end of the line, you got to turn around and take off and go back to the other end of the line just to do the same thing all over again. So you're constantly in this survival mode. And believe it or not, you do that 5 days a week, 30 days, 365 days a year, you get tired. You get tired. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to book off. Is there an attendance problem? Yes, it is, because mental health is not being addressed. There is no dialogue. It needs to be dialogue. We need the skills to be able to cope with this. I use Google as an example. They invest in their employees. These people making over 6 figures. You know what Google found out? If we let these people take a nap that's making over 6 figures a year, when they wake up, they're going to be more productive. You want these drivers to be productive and come to work? Talk about mental health.
Thank you, sir. We really appreciate you. Next is Ms. Tina Williams. Come forward.
Good morning. My name is Tina Williams, and once again, I'm here to represent riders with special needs and disabilities. Board, I came before you maybe 2 or 3 months ago talking about the routes at International Mall. Some of you all said that you would come and take the bus with me. You did not. So from now on, I don't believe anything that you say. Actions speak louder than words. What's going on with these routes? The routes are even more confusing. You have the 12 interline with the 45, the 33 interline with the 48. Oh, it looks good for about a week. School's not in. Let's ride the bus when it's real traffic out there, when the schools are in. We'll see the real time routes. Why are buses leaving UATC, the last bus to get to where I need to get to leaves at 10 o'clock? What functioning bus system stops running at 10 o'clock on a weekend? So if a bus is late because they only got 2-3 minutes, well, I've missed not one bus, I've missed 2 buses. The routes, oh, I wake up earlier only to be later now. Make it make sense. I'm gonna tell you again, whoever's doing the scheduling needs to be fired. Why? Because you're not looking and thinking about you're consistent. You're not. These buses do not connect. They're more so. So instead of waiting 45 minutes, you now have to wait an hour 15 minutes. If you have a rider who has special needs and they miss their bus, they're stranded. But because, your commissioners, your board members, you don't need to ride the bus, you don't care. It's obvious. These routes don't make sense. The riders have no time. Oh, the number 6 that actually takes some of the drivers to the station, constantly late. I don't know how you can say real time. Somebody's falsifying the numbers. Doesn't make sense to me. The 33 turns into the 48. Then I have to touch, depending on what time I get there, 45-minute wait. If you miss that bus, that 45-minute wait is now an hour and 15. These routes do not connect. This new schedule is not better. I don't know who you're talking to, but you're definitely not talking to people who ride the bus every single day. Not the nice people, but the people who go out here and grind every day for their families. People with special needs. They're at limited incomes, are elderly. You still have signs at bus stops and the buses don't even come anymore. What are you all doing? Not enough. But you want to cut routes, cut your paycheck.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you. Next is Michael Bennett.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
So, back here about our contract that HART is constantly violating. Okay, so this new markup, they got runs, standby runs, they do plugs, and they do swap outs. That's what is the extra boards work. And they may run 10-hour runs for operators to sit out there on the bus instead of doing a route. Okay? That's the extra board work, and I'm here to let you know. Also, they violate when we sign up for a vacation bid. You don't have to write a number because you might be number 1 on the extra board. So the contract clearly states we don't have to write a number if you're only picking one pick. Time after time, Stephen Fields believed that a verbal agreement supersedes the contract, which it doesn't. The members ratify the contract, and that's the only way you can change the contract. Okay? Sorry. And we have one more issue, which is a young lady who was put on disability for her health. And people saying she's lying, that she signed a resignation letter, that she signed a waiver. Well, this document right here says she didn't, okay? She's been out of work for 2 years, and she needs to be brought back in her seniority order. Right before the person she left out, she should be right after that person. We asked Mr. Drainsville, can you please put her in her rightful position? Please. I can't express that HART tries to work with us. I was vice president, okay? Operator of the month, operator of the year. I got my 1,000,000 miles, no accidents. I didn't cost you a penny extra. Can we at least get some appreciation? Okay? You got a whole bunch of drivers that got 1,000,000 miles, no accidents. Thank you.
We appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. Next is Mr. John Green.
Thank you for cutting me short. I'm not talking about the COVID funding, but I see the vice president here for International ATU. I'm a former vice president and a former acting president of ATU and a former bus operator. Starting with this is from your document. Bobby Edwards cannot have the president, vice president, 2 stewards, and the chief steward on these programs. They don't have time for the drivers when they're in trouble. This is what you're hearing. To ignore these drivers would be detrimental to you all. Secondly, I've had meetings with you, Chair Vieira, and Ms. Myers about the situation that's going on that happened over COVID. It's been 3 months. I'm an activist, and the time is up for me. As you can see, Game Changer, we just moved into the political arena. We know that 3 of y'all on this board is running for mayor, and my eyes is targeting y'all, for sure. Game Changers, look at us. We in support of HART. I have targets, I have vehicles, and I'm gonna use every last vehicle I have to make sure this election, when you're running, guess whose face you're gonna see? Me. Also, I'm asking y'all, tune in to WTMP. Since you wanna cut me off here, the airways are always open. I will be there. Thirdly, welcome to the Game Changer playground. We have the target population that y'all looking for. We have them. I know for sure. Y'all depend on super voters. We depend on Gen X and Gen Z, and we're gonna outnumber y'all. So thank you for cutting me off. I'll see y'all on the playground.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Next is Gabriel Saragusa.
Good morning, board. My name is Gabriel Siragusa. I am a bus driver for the last 21 years. Employee of the month, 2014. Employee of the year, 2015. Third place in PTA in the Florida state. Now, during the pandemic, when it hit the world in 2020, around the month of April, when we received a message on our radio saying that we was gonna take my shift away and force me into the extra board. I went myself to Ruthie Reyes, which was one of the top managers at that particular time, and I asked her, I want to see a copy of the agreement between HART and ATU. She told me that that was a verbal. And I said, what do you mean verbal? We waiting for them to sign now. Now you're telling me 2 different things, verbal or sign what? Up to today's date, I haven't seen no agreement, no anything. But one thing is for sure, I never got the hazardous pay. Now, the other thing that I want to say is to each one of you guys sitting on this board meeting got elected by the Hillsborough County voters, including myself. Now, I'm asking you, please, stop the lip service, stop the bureaucracy, and do your job. Do what's fair. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Next is Karen Peoples.
Good morning, board members. How are you this morning?
Good.
I come again to you to let you understand, I need you all to take off y'all shoes and put on the staff, the drivers first, then the staff, then the security. Understand what they are going through. You don't ride the bus. I don't challenge you all to ride the bus. I don't know if you got on there yet, but when you gonna do it? I'll ride with you to show you what's going on. You need to ride the bus, and I'm gonna keep on coming down here telling you this, because you don't know what the riders go through, and you definitely don't know what the drivers go through. They the ones ride us. This is a community event in reference to having to drive the community of people around to get to point A, to get to point Z. We need the drivers to be in the best shape that they can be in, and we need the drivers to be in the mental state that they need to be in to drive us. My life is in their care, and everybody else's who ride the bus. Take off your shoes and put on their shoes and understand what they're going through, all of them. I challenge you to do that. You ain't did nothing yet. So when you gonna do it? I'm waiting. My thing is this. I'm gonna keep coming down here and I'm gonna keep telling you, let my name roll off your lips and let my name marinate in your mind. Because I got all the time. I'm gonna keep in telling you that I am an important person as well as the others. I'm 70 years old. I am a senior and I depend on the bus. Along with the other seniors, the children, and the staff, when they have to do 36 and 6, have to do the kids, oh my God, it's horrible. The regular riders got to ride with the students, but I'm finna advocate that too. I'm gonna keep knocking on your doors. I may even come to your house when I find out what your address is. And you'll see me for breakfast. We'll sit down and have breakfast and coffee until you figure out what you're gonna do. I'm strong, I'm a winner, and I'm gonna win you over to do the right thing by them. So get ready. I'm not gonna stop until you understand you have people behind me and people out there that's driving that needs your attention. Stop putting everything else on your mind and put what they're going through. They're going through a lot. They're crying out to you all. They're begging you. No staff that's doing this for the community of people should have to beg anybody to do something. My time is up, but you'll see me next month.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you. Last name that I have here is Letitia Jones.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, Mr. Drainville. On behalf of International President John Costa, our IVP that is appointed here in Tampa, Ms. Natalie Cruz, we want to thank this board and especially Ms. Williams for all that you did on the Thomas Dunn Day. On behalf of his mom and his dad, they were so gratified in the love and support that you showed to them when they had to lose their son. And I personally, as the president of this local, wanted to say thank you. And I do emphasize with my coworkers, things will change soon. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Is anyone else registered or here otherwise for public comment? Okay. Being none, do we have any telephonic virtual ones? None. Okay, great. I would like to remind all active HART employees that on June 18th, we do have a HART employee town hall. So I would urge everybody to be there, and I'll be there. Mr. Drainville will be there, and others will be there. So again, we set those to give folks a forum. That's very important. Okay.
Mr. Chair, do you have
Yes, ma'am.
do you have a time to announce?
Let me find that. And that's usually, sorry, I stepped on my glasses this morning. 9:30 at the operations facility at 4305 East 21st Avenue. That is on June 18th. So,
Thank you.
yes, ma'am. And we can deal with, if any board member wants to go, I guess we can deal with that. We'll address that later, I guess.
If I can just comment on that, what I'm
Yes.
going to suggest is that we go ahead and notice that meeting in a manner consistent with our noticing
That's what I was
procedures,
gonna say.
so there's no issue down the line.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Ms. Mandel. We appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Next agenda item is approval of the minutes from the meeting of May 6, 2024 Board of Directors meeting. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion by Board Member Sisler, second by Board Member Myers. Roll call, please.
Director Cameron-Cepedo,
Yes.
Director Hartfield,
Yes.
Director Henderson,
Yes.
Director King,
Yes.
Director Knight,
Yes.
Director Mechanic,
Yes.
Director Myers,
Yes.
Director Owen,
Yes.
Director Schizler,
Yes.
Chair Viera,
Yes.
Director Williams,
Yes.
Director Wolfstall.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. Next is the HART Finance and Audit Committee met on May 20th of this year and formed a consensus to place the action items 4A through 4E on agenda for the full board consideration and action. First is 4A, which is resolution number R2024-06-14, which is to approve the proposed program of projects, POP, and authorize the Chief Executive Officer to apply for and accept all fiscal year 2024 Federal Transit Administration funding. Mr. Drainville, do you mind, sir, introducing the item?
Thank you, Chair, and good morning, board members. So this is the annual presentation and action item for the proposal of program of projects, the POP. A list of projects that will be funded by the FY 2024 FTA Section 5307 grant allocated to HART. Section 5307 funding is awarded to the Tampa-St. Pete urbanized area each year. For FY '24, the total federal appropriation for the urbanized area is split between HART, Pinellas Suncoast Transit Authority, and Pasco County Public Transit. The presentation also includes a summary of additional FTA formula funds that HART will receive in FY 2024. In addition to the action item, we'll ask the board to authorize the Chief Executive Officer to apply for and accept all FY 2024 Federal Transit Administration funding. I would like to invite HART Chair Financial Officer Ms. Kirk to the podium to share the slides that accompany this action item.
Chair Viera,
Yes, ma'am.
members of the board, Mr. Drainville, good morning. This presentation actually kicks off the fiscal year 25 budget process. As was stated, the Federal Transit Administration mandates that transit systems develop a specific list of projects referred to as the program of projects in order to receive Section 5307 formula funds. We are also required to seek public input on the projects and hold a public hearing. In addition to the 5307 funds, we receive other formula funds that we will discuss today. These funds will be budgeted in the fiscal year 25 budget to fund the capital budget and to reimburse HART for some operating expenses. So this is what we're going to cover today. I do want to briefly discuss the calendar for the development of the POP, discuss the apportionment of federal funds. HART's portion of the apportionment is outlined in the split letters that we received from PSTA. Discuss the proposed program of projects that will be funded with 5307 urbanized formula funds and the related public outreach. Discuss the other federal funding, and finally discuss the action item and board resolution. May 20th was 2 weeks ago, and at that time, as was stated, we presented to the Finance and Audit Committee on the budget as well as the POP, and I'll cover the budget after the POP presentation. And then on the 30th of May, we did hold the public hearing that's required according to the FTA. Today, again, we'll discuss the POP and the proposed budget. And then on August 19th, we will discuss the five-year capital plan and the capital budget, and the POP projects are included in that budget. And then in September, as mandated by state law and the trim process, we will have two public hearings. Our tentative dates are September 9th and the 23rd for the first and second public hearing. And of course, we cannot finalize those dates until we understand when the county and the school board has their public hearings, because our dates cannot conflict with theirs. So we received the split letters from PSTA on April 20th. for the 5307 formula funds and 2 other grant programs. This slide shows the split for the 5307 funds, and you can see the Tampa, St. Petersburg urbanized area received $54.1 million, and HART's portion is 43.27%, or $23,424,338. This is our proposed program of projects. And for this year, we have budgeted $20.7 million. This is our proposed budget, $20.7 million for operating projects and $2.7 million for capital projects. This is the only grant that we receive that we can use for operating and capital. So for our 5307 formula funds, we tend to use most of it for operating. Again, the grand total is $23,424,338. For our operating, our major project is preventive maintenance for bus, and then the $15.1 million, ADA paratransit, $4.6 million. Our tire lease, $700,000, preventive maintenance for streetcar, $200,000, for a total $20,710,168 for operating. And then you can see a list of capital projects that we programmed in for $2.7 million. Again, as mandated by the FTA, we do have to conduct extensive public outreach. We did advertise in 3 newspapers, La Gaceta, Tampa Bay Times, and the Florida Sentinel. And then we did post it on our website, all of our social media, and we are mandated to also send a letter to private transportation providers, which is the 3rd line from the bottom, so that providers in this area, in the Tampa Bay area, knows that we are developing a program of projects, and they have an opportunity to comment on our program of projects. And of course, our public outreach ended on May 30th when we had our public hearing. I will state that we didn't receive any comments on our program or project, even with this extensive public outreach. We didn't receive any comments at the public hearing on the program or projects, nor on our website or through our customer service. As usual, we did have someone to attend the public hearing, but the comment was related to service, and we shared that comment with planning and operations for them to reach out to the customer. This schedule summarizes the other federal formula funds that are allocated to HART for fiscal year '24. We do receive Section 5337, State of Good Repair funds. You can see that's $1,140,921. And Section 339, and these are sections of the Federal Transit Administration Act, bus and bus facilities, $1,691,130, for a total of $2,832,060. And these funds can only be used for our capital projects. So with that, this is the resolution that you have for consideration today, as Mr. Drainville stated, to approve the program of projects and authorize him to apply for and accept all fiscal year '24 Federal Transit Administration funding.
Thank you, ma'am. Director Hartfield, go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Clerk, for the presentation. I have a question for you.
Sure.
And excuse my not knowing. So, Hillsborough County is the 3rd largest county in the state based on population. Nellis is maybe the 5th or 6th. Why would we receive less funding, or why are we requesting less funding? Can you help me understand that?
Absolutely. And we're not requesting less funding, we're receiving less funding. Okay. If I can just go back to that. And as I stated, we do receive a split. PSTA is the entity that was designated years ago by the governor to calculate the split. The 3 largest areas for the split are revenue miles, population, and population density. In terms of revenue miles, PSTA has more revenue miles. We have more population, and PSTA's density, population density, is greater than HARTs. So those are the three major factors. You can see we're very close. They're receiving 43.43%. We're receiving 43.27%, just a little less, but it's based on those factors. And that's a formula that's defined by the Federal Transit Administration.
What were those three factors again?
Revenue miles, population, and population density. And that has been a general question since I've been here in terms of that split. But we do review the split, and the split has to be approved by the CEOs of each entity before it's sent to the FTA. And that split letter has to be on hand at the FTA for us to apply for our grant.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Board Member Wosel, go ahead, sir.
You said it's FDOT, the Federal Department of Transportation's policy, or US
Federal
DOT, rather?
Transit, Federal Transit.
Federal Transit, but you said it's the governor that decides who calculates it?
Yes.
Well, why?
The rule is that everyone that has a split, now all urbanized areas don't have more than one entity or transit system in that area, but in our case, our area is the Tampa-St. Petersburg urbanized area. And so the entire area receives the appropriation or the apportionment from the federal government, and then someone has to calculate the split. The rule is that the governor designates who calculates that split. And in this case, PSTA was selected some years ago to calculate the split.
Okay.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you. Next is action item 4B, resolution number R2024-06-15, to approve the fiscal year 2025 proposed budget and authorize the CEO to submit the approved proposed budget to Hillsborough County, the City of Tampa, and the City of Temple Terrace. Mr. Drainville, will you please introduce this item, sir?
Thank you, Chair. So this is a presentation and action item for the discussion of the proposed operating budget and authorization of the Chief Executive Officer to submit.
I think all together. Yes, ma'am, all together. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so HART is required to submit an approved proposed budget to the members of HART, which is Hillsborough County, the City of Tampa, and the City of Temple Terrace, by July 1st of each year. We are presenting today and asking that the board approve the proposed budget in order for staff to meet that July 1st deadline. This proposed budget, which is considered our base budget, is subject to change based on the feedback from the board. After budget deliberations over the next 4 months, the final budget will be presented to the board for approval in public hearing, tentatively scheduled for September 23rd, 2024. Ms. Scott?
And if I may, before we do this, Ms. Mandel had suggested that we e-vote on each of these separately.
Yeah,
So
these
let's,
should be,
while
because it's not a
fresh.
consent agenda like you normally see, since we have only consensus from
Yeah.
them, then yes, please vote on them individually. So we got to go back to 4A and vote
Yes,
on that
ma'am.
resolution.
So may I, if appropriate, may I have a motion for 4A?
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion by Board Member Meyer, seconded, I believe it was by Board Member Williams. Roll call, please.
Director Cameron Sopredo,
Yes.
Director Hartfield,
Yes.
Director Henderson, Director Henderson?
Yes, I said yes.
I could hear you, thank you. Director King,
Yes.
Director Knight,
Yes.
Director Mechanic,
Yes.
Director Myers,
Yes.
Director Owen,
Yes.
Director Schizler,
Yes.
Chair Riera.
Yes.
Director Williams,
Yes.
Director Wostel.
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, ma'am. I apologize for interrupting. Go ahead.
Good morning again, Chair Vieira, members of the board, and Mr. Drainville. This is a presentation on the CEO's initial proposed budget. The intent is to discuss the proposed budget and submit this budget to the members of HART, the City of Tampa, Hillsborough County, and Temple Terrace, in compliance with the HART Charter. This proposed budget, which is considered our base budget, is subject to change based on the feedback from this board and the Finance Committee, Finance and Audit Committee, and additional review by Mr. Drainville and staff. After budget deliberations, as Mr. Drainville stated, over the next 4 months, the final budget will be presented to the board in a public hearing, hopefully on September 23rd, 2024, for final approval. And although I stand here to present the proposed budget, this is a collective effort with input from every director, every chief, and certainly Mr. Drainville. And it's developed collaboratively by the budget and grant staff. These are the items or the agenda for today. I'll go over the budget development calendar, the budget legislation from the HART Charter, the budget assumptions for revenue, our projected service, budget assumptions for expenses, our proposed operating budget, our 5-year capital plan summary, the detail of the 5-year capital plan, the proposed fiscal year 25 budget, capital budget, which is the first year of the 5-year plan. I'll go through that in detail and summary, talk about the fund reserves, and finally the action item and the resolution. Again, we presented the POP and the budget on May 20th. Today, we're talking about the POP and the budget. Then on June 17th, if it's necessary to have an amended fiscal year 24 budget, we will consider that. We're still reviewing that at this time. It doesn't look like we'll have to have an amended budget, but we'll make a final determination after we talk to Mr. Drainville the next couple of days. And then on June 28th, as we stated, this budget is due to our members of HART by July 1st. And so by June 28th, and probably before that, we'll submit the budgets to those governing legislative bodies. And then if we have an amended budget, we'll have that public hearing on July 10th. On July 15th, if we have an amended budget, we'll present it for adoption on that day. And on that day, in accordance with the Department of Revenue trim process, we will have board action on our proposed millage rate, our rollback rate, and the date of our public hearing to consider the final budgets. And then in August, we'll have 2 presentations on the budget to summarize the budget and then go through the service plan in detail as well as the capital plan in detail. So we'll have plenty of time for you to deliberate and provide comments on these budgets. And then on September 9th again, we'll have our first public hearing. Again, that's tentative. We'll also advertise our second public hearing. We advertise the second public hearing. The Taxing Authority advertises our first public hearing on the back of the tax bills. And then on September 23rd, that's the tentative date for the second final hearing to adopt the final millage and the final budget. So this is just a statement from the charter, just to let you know that, and that's why we have to come to you in May, because before the 15th day of June, we have to prepare it. And of course, this is our, and have it adopted, and this is the last time that we could talk to you today before June 15th. So we have to do it by June 15th. So we're doing it June 3rd. And then by July 1st, as I stated, we have to submit the budgets to the legislative bodies of the members of HART, and we plan to do that on June 28th. And then we do have to have public hearings on the tentative budget and the final budget. And so these are just statements from the charter directing us to do what we have planned to do. Okay, so in terms of revenue assumptions, and of course, For ad valorem taxes, everyone knows that is our biggest operating revenue source. And of course, our tax is 1/2 meal. We're projecting that for fiscal year 25 to be $79,740,112. That's a projected 8% increase over fiscal year 24. And of course, according to your policy as well as state law, we do, or state statute, we do budget at 95% of the projected proceeds. Ad valorem to capital, we are budgeting a substantial amount for fiscal year 25 because of our state of good repair. We have a dire need to invest in our capital program, and we are projecting that at $7,837,050. Federal operating grants, that's the portion I just shared with you from the program of projects, $20.7 million. And then we do receive several state operating grants from FDOT, and we're projecting that at $7,771,319. You see the largest portion is a block grant at $6.8 million, customer choice, $285, and then two route grants for two routes at $294,000 apiece. Fare and pass revenue, we budget based on our projected ridership and our average fare. We're projecting that at $11.2 million. Local contributions, this is funding from the City of Tampa, Downtown Partnerships, and CRAs for the streetcar. So this is really a placeholder because we have to prepare the streetcar budget, which we will present to that board on June 25th, and we'll have a better number for this as we move towards completing that budget. Advertising income, consistent with last year, $1.5 million. Other income, $499,000. Streetcar, again, that's the delta between the revenues and expenses that the City of Tampa makes up that difference, and that number certainly will change once we develop the streetcar budget. And then interest income, $2,300,000. Fund balance to reserves for fiscal year 24. We have budgeted and will transfer $18.5 million to our reserves, and no funds are budgeted to be transferred to the operating reserve for fiscal year 25. This is our proposed service for each mode of operation: fixed route, paratransit, streetcar, and then, of course, the total. So in terms of the total, and you can see the slide if there's any questions. If you have any questions, but certainly for revenue miles, 9,406,030. Revenue hours, and I'm looking at the total, all HART, 746,143. And ridership, and you can see the steady increase in ridership over the last few years, but we're projecting ridership at 14,360,847. In terms of expenses, salary and wages, $56.8 million, if you will, and that's based on 808.75 FTEs, and this includes salary and wages for all bargaining and non-bargaining employees. Fringe benefits, $13.3 million, and I have, just a brief description of what's included in these line items, and then healthcare, $12,899,000, almost $12 million, $12.9 million. Operational contract services, $6.8 million. Parts and supplies, $6.7 million. And I can go in more detail if you want me to, but I'll just go through. You stop me if you need to ask any questions. Fuel, $6.6 million. And we always include our fuel cost projections. You can see for CNG, $1.25 diesel gallon equivalent, diesel at $4 a gallon, and unleaded at $3.60 per gallon. Those are the assumptions inherent in that $6.6 million. Administrative other, $1.2 million. Administrative contract services, $1.7 million. Legal service, $450,000, and utilities, $1.2 million. And the utilities include the propulsion power for your streetcar system. Marketing and printing, $480,000. And finally, taxes and fees, $354,000. So with those assumptions, revenue and expense assumptions, this is our proposed budget. And it's the highlighted column, fiscal year 25 proposed budget. We do show fiscal year 23 actual, the budget for fiscal year 24, the projection where we think we're going to end up for 24. And for the first time this year, we want to start looking out and showing you 2 years of projections so that we could, look to see what it's going to look like in the out years to see if we need to make any adjustments currently as we look in the out years. But anyway, the total revenues, based on the assumptions that I discussed, and of course we have to have a balanced budget, so $113,421,990. And it includes the revenue categories I just discussed. On the expenses, the same thing. Again, a balanced budget, $113,421,990. In terms of our reserves, we are mandated to have, based on your policy, on board policy, the equivalent of 90 days operating expenses in a reserve fund. So using the proposed budget, that would be $27.9 million. Our proposed balance going into the year is $36.9 million. Now, I have to say and remind the board that, let me just go back. You can see the third line item, Federal Operating Grants, ARP Act. That was the last COVID relief funding. But we did receive CARES Act and receive CARISA Act, a total of $103 million since 2020. We are exhausting those funds in 2024. So this board directed us to put more money in reserves to prepare for the rainy day that we know is going to come. And so last year, we were very strict with our operating expenses at Mr. Drainville's direction to make sure that we could accumulate some money, put in reserves, knowing that we will not receive any more COVID relief funding. And that's the reason for your ad hoc revenue committee to try to find other sources of revenue. So we intentionally kept the expenses as low as we could so we could put some money in the reserves to plan for that rainy day. Okay, so in addition to the operating reserve, we do have 4 other reserves, and this just simply shows you the reserves that we do have. We do have 2 risk reserves. We have a reserve for, we have 2 self-insurance reserves, one for risk and one for medical benefits. Those reserves are by board policy, and we calculate it based on actuarial studies that we do receive, and we adjust them as appropriate. Then we have a capital match reserve, which is used to match funds or to pay for capital projects. And you can see there's movement there because we do plan to transfer. We plan to use all the money we currently have, the $4.8 million, because of our state of good repair needs and the needs to match state grants and other grants. And so, but we do plan to use that money, then put money back into the fund, and then end up at the end of fiscal year 25 with a $4.5 million balance. And then we do have a FTA liability reserve, which is not mandated by your policy, but it was created several years ago to put in reserves funds in the event that we prematurely dispose of a federally funded asset, because we'll be liable to pay the FTA money back. And so that was just a good fiscal decision to put money in that reserve. And so you can see the balance of all the reserves. Our current balance, $38 million. We project at the beginning of the fiscal year 25 to have $46 million, because we still have to transfer money into that fund balance reserve. We need to transfer another $8 million. And then you can see where we're projected to be at the end of fiscal year 25. In terms of capital, this is our 5-year capital plan. We have a $290.4 million capital plan. The first year is the capital budget. So you can see our capital budget is $66.4 million, and I'll go through that in a minute. But this is the overall plan. The next few slides will show you the detail of the 5-year plan. For vehicle and maintenance, the total, $105.8 million, and you can see the primary and largest category, which it should be, is the purchase of buses. We do plan to purchase buses every year. And then you can see, well, the buses certainly, and the van replacements for paratransit and flex. The other big category, the third largest category here, is certainly our radio system that we plan to purchase. And I'll just hold each slide for a few seconds if there's any questions, instead of reading every number.
Any questions by board members at this time? Okay, thank you.
Okay. The next category is facilities and construction, $146.1 million over the next 5 years. And certainly the largest category there is for the renovation, reconstruction of the heavy maintenance facility. Technology, $11.9 million, the largest being our CAD AVL, which is our computer-aided dispatch automatic vehicle location system, at $10 million. And the last three categories, bus stops and shelters, we certainly invest in the BTI program every year. And you can see for the 5-year program, $24.3 million. Planning studies, $1 million. And then safety and security, $2.2 million. And I didn't mention during the POP, but we're mandated to spend 1.75% of funding for 5307 on safety and security, and certainly we would invest in safety and security anyway every year, so that's $2.2 million. So I mentioned that the first year of the 5-year plan was the capital budget, and our capital budget for next year is $66,473,261. And of course, to fund the projects that you can see on the previous slides, we have to have the revenues. And so you can see that the primary revenue source is discretionary grants. So that means that we have to aggressively apply for and receive grants to fund some of our major capital projects, because you can see from the POP, we don't receive a lot of formula funds. So we have to be competitive and try to receive discretionary money. Capital reserves, that's money that I had in the operating budget to transfer to capital to help relieve some of the burden from our state of good repair, $5 million. We expect to receive $6.6 million from FDOT community project funding. That's the money, that's a portion of the $5 million that we received from Representative Castor for the bus shelter program. And then the Section 5339 and 5337 funds that I spoke about a little earlier. And then, of course, the 5307 funds. So the total, $66,473,261. The next few slides, and you've seen these numbers, but this is specifically for fiscal year 25 capital budget, which was the first column on the 5-year capital plan. Vehicle and maintenance total, facilities and construction, so you can see $20 million towards the heavy maintenance facility for fiscal year 25. Technology, again, the radio project from the other previous slide, and the CAD AVL, the major project there. And then the bus shelters, planning, and safety and security totals. And that brings us to our resolution to approve the proposed budget and authorize our Chief Executive Officer to submit the budget to the members of HART.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you and your detailed presentation. Any questions on this item before we vote? Okay. May I please have a motion to forward and pass 4B?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion by Board Member Schizler, I believe seconded by Board Member King, if I heard. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Knight, go ahead. Roll call, please.
Director Cameron Cepeda,
Yes.
Director Hartfield,
Yes.
Director Henderson,
Yes.
Director King,
Yes.
Director Knight,
Yes.
Director Mechanic, Director Mechanic, okay. Director Myers,
Yes.
Director Owen,
Yes.
Director Schizler,
Yes.
Chair Vieira.
Yes.
Director Williams. Yes. Director Woolstle.
Yes.
The motion
My vote
passes.
is yes. This is,
Thank you. Your vote is taken. The motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. In your package, you will find the write-ups and supplemental information on action items 4C through 4E. Do board members have any comments or questions on these items? And if not, I would suggest and request a motion to pass these.
Move approval 4C through 4E.
Second.
We have a motion by Board Member Owen, I believe a second by Board Member Schizler. Roll call, please.
Director Cameron Cepeda,
Yes.
Director Hartfield,
Yes.
Director Henderson, Director King,
Yes.
Director Knight,
Yes.
Director Mechanic,
yes.
Director Myers,
Yes.
Director Owen,
Yes.
Director Schizler,
Yes.
Chair Vieira,
Yes.
Director Williams. Yes. Director Woolstle.
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, Board, and thank you, staff, for that and everyone. Now we move to our Chief Executive Officer's report. Mr. Drainville, go forward, sir.
Thank you, Chair. Starting off with the legislative update, I'm happy to report that HART's community project funding request for $4 million for the operations facility and resiliency improvements submitted to Congresswoman Casta has been selected by her for submission to the House Appropriations Committee to be considered for fiscal year 25 for the federal funding. Congresswoman Casta has been an unwavering supporter of public transit in Hillsborough County and specifically for HART, and we appreciate her continued championship. On Tuesday, May 28th, I had a call with Senator Danny Burgess. I provided an update on HART's ongoing and upcoming initiatives and budget projections. We also discussed strategies for HART to explore more permanent funding revenue streams and how the state can be of assistance to leverage the match for federal discretionary funds. On the finance side, the semi-annual DBE report, which was due to the Federal Transit Administration by June 1st, was submitted on May 21st. The semi-annual report includes contracts awarded to prime and subcontractors. The report also includes contract awarded to DBEs and tracks the progress of meeting of all overall DBE gold. I am pleased to report that the HART continues to meet and exceed the DBE gold of 13.9%. As reported in the performance scorecard that is included in Section 10 of your packets, DBE participation in quarter 2 of this fiscal year was at a 53.6% and the SBA 4.1%, which is also higher than our goal of 3%. On the operations side, I wanted to follow up with some more exciting news about the progress of the new markup. Just a few weeks in, but important to highlight the positive impact to the operation. Our on-time performance since May 12th has increased by 2.8%. The late arrivals have reduced by 4.5% compared to the 30 days prior. These improvements directly benefit our customers and operators by ensuring layover and reliability. We're seeing a quick uptick in earlies, partly related to some data issues we're rectifying, but we're confident our performance is better than 72.3%. Of note, the trips later than 10 minutes at time runs are down just 7%, even in this volatile traffic conditions of Tampa. The Accessible Transit Workshop held in the first week of May facilitated a vital conversation addressing the challenges and opportunities surrounding transit services for individuals with visual impairments. This open dialogue aimed to identify areas for improvement and develop strategies to enhance accessibility and inclusivity within transit services. Action items resulting from the workshop include addressing interdepartment communication gaps, enhancing employee training, launching customer education campaigns, improving scheduling and service consistency, and ensuring accessibility in announcements and signage. These insights and action items highlights HART's commitment to ensuring our community can travel safely and comfortably. A heartfelt thanks to members from all departments who shared their experience and suggestions. A special thanks to Chair Vieira, members of the HART ADA accessibility team, including Miriam Guazdala, Diane Luce, and Ryder Scott Greenblatt for sharing their valuable insights. Their dedication to enhancing accessibility and inclusivity within our transit service is greatly appreciated. On the HR updates, HART and the Amalgamated Transit Union, Local 1593, held a memorial event on Wednesday, May 15th, in memory of Operator Dunn. The memorial was a solemn yet uplifting occasion, bringing together current and former employees, management, stakeholders, and community members to honor the life of Thomas Dunn, who was operating Route 400 when a customer attacked him while en route. Operator Dunn managed to safely pull over and park the bus before succumbing to his injuries. The dedication featured the unveiling of Thomas Dunn Way, road signage following a reflective program with remarks from Thomas Dunn's family. HART Board Secretary Melanie Williams, HART leadership team, and the ATU International President John Costa. Attendees had the opportunity to pay their respects, share fond memories, and celebrate the life of Thomas Dunn. HART also held an emergency-wide moment of remembrance on Saturday, May 18th at 4:12 p.m. to reflect on the moment of his attack, with all buses and vans safely pulling over for a moment to pause and reflect. Thank you, Chair Vieira, for helping to record a message that was played on all HART fleet before the moment of remembrance. I'd like to introduce to the board the new Chief Operating Officer, Sean McCarthy. Sean, could you stand? With more than 30 years of experience in transit, Sean brings a wealth of expertise. Sean's background includes serving as the former General Manager and Chief Operating Officer of the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority, where he led a team of 6,000 employees responsible for delivering safe services to 1.4 million daily riders. His leadership was instrumental in overseeing annual operating budgets and managing multi-billion-dollar capital improvement programs. Sean has also made significant contributions in the private sector, holding senior program management positions at renowned architectural and engineering firms. His focus on improving operations, safety risk management, capital program implementation, and emergency management has been invaluable to clients throughout North America. We trust that Sean's broad expertise in transportation operations, safety maintenance, labor relations, customer service, and emergency management will be instrumental in driving HART forward. And lastly, I'd like to address the public comments to the board received at the May 6th board meeting. Commissioner Myers made a motion that unanimously passed by the full board of directors to respond to the public comment made at the May 6th meeting at this June meeting. So over the past few months, we have welcomed many comments from the public. The public comment periods included statements from several HART employees. Unlike previous CEOs who sat in this seat before, I too was a member of the Amalgamated Transit Union, a personal history I'm quite proud of. I would like to point out that all employees' issues and concerns can be addressed through the HR department or various mechanisms prescribed in the collective bargaining agreement. HART has a very close relationship with the ATU leadership, who are involved in many aspects of HART operations, including providing input in service scheduling, implementation, and the customer experience. We will continue to enhance employee engagement and communication through town hall meetings, departmental informational sessions, employee surveys, and events. Such communications will help identify areas for improvement proactively. I sincerely appreciate the board's concern for employees' welfare and the organization's reputation. I believe it's essential for us to place trust in our management team to create an environment where HART will become an employer of choice. We have made great progress towards this. Introduced earlier at this meeting, the newly hired Chief of Operations and the Human Resources Director, Dan Ritto, lead their divisions and teams to address employee concerns in a timely and a constructive manner. They bring tremendous value in these areas with decades of experience between them. To respond to the motion passed by the May board meeting, I would like to invite HART's HR Director, Dan Berto, to the podium. Mr. Berto did meet with many of the employees in the last couple of weeks.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Chairman Vieira, board members, Mr. Drainville, thank you for this opportunity to address the public comments that were made in last month's board meeting. To avoid any violations or any HIPAA related privacy matters, I'm going to speak in very general terms as to not specifically violate any employees' HIPAA rights. I had the opportunity to speak with Ms. Burnett, and I addressed her concerns regarding her employment with HART, and I continue to have dialogue with her, and hopefully we can address her concerns and put those concerns to the rest. I've also met with Mr. Burnett to address his concerns regarding his employment and his perceived retaliation. So I continue to have dialogue with him as well. Another concern that was brought to the board was mental health. So I'd like to address that issue on a broad scale. HART offers all its employees an EAP program, Employee Assistance Program, which allows employees to, at their discretion, tap into that service. Those services include, but not limited, emotional health, what we call home life relations, as well as financial and legal assistance. That is a benefit that HART offers to all its employees. In addition to the EAP program, through our health and wellness program through Cigna Health, every employee who participates in that program has a behavioral health component to that, the health insurance. And that mental health component allows for employees to access behavioral health services through Cigna. That can include a variety of mental health services, including medication management, individual counseling. If the assessment is done, they can see a clinician or a therapist or psychologist, determined on the needs of that employee through a health provider. So wanted to make sure that we understood that we are offering those services through our health and wellness program. Lastly, as the CEO has mentioned, the HR department stands committed to the board and all its employees and to the public to address any employment-related matters that any employee may have. My team and I have and continue to work with the ATU membership as well as our Teamsters to address individual as well as global concerns of all the employees. I just want to reiterate that, through the CBA, we do have a grievance policy that we'd like to adhere and respect, but if it's a individual employment-related matter, the HR department stands ready and willing to address those matters. Any questions from anyone in the board?
Any questions? Commissioner Vosel, go ahead, sir.
Can you tell me the last time you maybe sent out a staff-wide reminder of those mental health benefits? Oftentimes, people don't even know what they're entitled to, and then emails, unfortunately, we all get inundated, and they go right to the delete folder oftentimes. So what do you know about the last time we did a meaningful outreach of, hey, these are your mental health benefits?
I don't have the specifics, but typically those things usually go out during the open enrollment, which happens in January. So Cigna, in partnership with our HR department, work in collaboration to make those informative emails and workshops. In addition to the to the items I've outlined. We're going to be initiating a practice that we had in the past, which are monthly, I don't want to call them open sessions, but having somebody in the HR department for a few hours each month, just in the break room, waiting, listening to employees' concerns and questions, so that if any specific employee has a specific question, they may be able to answer it. In addition to that, we're also going to be piloting a ticket service so that an employee can submit a ticket for a specific issue that they may have. It will get assigned to one of our HR team members, and that specific employee, that specific issue will be addressed within 48 hours of that ticket being put in.
Okay, and I will just say again, I am not a fan of the board continuing to be the HR department. I don't think it's appropriate, and I don't want anybody to be left behind, but I don't support us being that role.
Anyone else? Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Drainville, did you have anything else, sir?
That concluded my report.
Thank you. And, you know, I did,
Mr.
it's just
Chair.
funny that, oh, yes, ma'am, go
When do
ahead.
you plan, Commissioner Myers, when do you begin to plan to implement some of these items?
The ticket service, we're just working with HR to make sure that we have all the technical, back office stuff completed, but that should be done, if I had to guess, within 2 weeks. And the monthly town hall type function will be happening probably the first week in July.
Thank you.
All right?
If I may.
Yes, sir.
And I think what he's referring to is informational sessions, so not just the HR, but each department will have a set schedule to meet with the operators, all employees on their department and what they do and who they are. So if we get new employees, we'll introduce them and then take any comments or anything that, any employee assistance will be needed, so.
Could we have whatever's being offered from the various departments posted in the break area so that if staff is not available, they can see the information on signage in the break area?
Absolutely. Marketing's actually working on that right now.
Anything else? And it's funny, you all kind of read my mind on the mental health issue. I'd love to see that advertised at the June 18th meeting, where I assume we're going to have a decent number of workers there. I wrote down notes during public comment on the mental health issue, and I'm so glad that y'all are talking about town halls for that, because, you know, this is a very, very difficult job, and the emotional repetitive trauma it takes is obvious, so we appreciate that. So I'll be working with Mr. Drainville and others on that, so thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Nothing else, sir? Okay, thank you. And for the chair report, I really don't have much of anything. I did want to, I know Ms. Williams went to the Mr. Dunn event. Was anyone else? I couldn't make it, unfortunately. It was called to Texas on a legal matter that I had to go to, and it broke my heart. I'll be meeting with the family of Mr. Dunn separately for that, but I'm glad that HART could do that, such a, valuable gesture to a very worthwhile man and his family, obviously. But I actually have nothing for my chair report, so if I may, unless if there's any questions or comments, I'll go to General Counsel.
Thank you. You have two items under General Counsel today, and the first one is the first reading of the revisions to the HART Board policy related to the General Counsel services. We have been discussing for quite some time revising the policy for General Counsel services to better reflect the reality of what actually is the process for providing all forms of legal services to HART. The amendments that you see in front of you are reflective of those changes and of significant dialogue between Mr. Adams, who was involved in some of these issues, in-house counsel, and our team from Gray Robinson. You have the overview in your packet, which describes it, but let me just raise just a couple of the certain items that I think are important for you to know. This revision identifies and retitles the general counsel to a board counsel, which is really more reflective of the role we have been serving as Gray Robinson, not necessarily taking away what we've been doing, but more reflective in nomenclature as to what that is, and also signifying how the board counsel will work with the in-house counsel. It also specifically identifies in-house counsel as to be directed and managed by the Director of Legal Services, and that this position, the Director of Legal Services, and the person sitting in that particular role will need to be confirmed by this board. And also goes on to identify the process for contract counsel. As you know, many of our services are contracted out for specialized legal services. The most, even though it's always been in your policy and reflective in your policy, I think the one thing I think needs to just be restated and should always be restated as it relates to attorneys who represent governmental agencies. And that's Florida Bar Policy, Florida Bar Rule of Professional Conduct 4-1.13, which provides that any attorney that represents a governmental entity serves in the capacity of representing the agency as a whole. It doesn't really matter for Florida Bar Rule purposes whether or not you're an in-house counsel, you're a board counsel, or you're the contract counsel. The client is the agency known as HART. And that is who we serve with all of its constituencies, which are inclusive of this board, the CEO, and all of the administrators and employees of HART, that we serve as that role of providing that legal services to the board as a whole and to the agency as a whole. So that's, I kind of short shrifted it just in case you wanted to just hear a little bit of it up front, but I can certainly go into more depth and detail. But we are happy to bring this forward. This is the first reading under your policies to make these revisions. It did go to the committee as it is required to per your rules, and now we can proceed forward with voting on these changes, and they will have to come back to you again per your rules. I'm happy to provide any questions or other further guidance. Thank you.
Mr. Hartfield, go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Jen, for providing that overview. Mr. Drainville or Mr. Jackson, I know we just completed an RFP process to secure general counsel. Does these amendments or proposed amendments modify in scope what we have invested in through that RFP, or does this in any way change the spirit or the letter of what that scope entails?
And I'm happy to answer that question. When we were looking at this, we did look at it with the frame of mind of what was within the RFP. And so we're comfortable that from a legal perspective that we can proceed forward with these changes without reletting the RFP. That being said, that's ultimately a decision of this board if they would like to relet it given these changes, but you're under no legal obligation to do so because it fits within that framework.
And that's a great question, Director Hartfield. And that's, we kind of wanted to make sure that we were we stayed within the scope. I would ask Ms. Bailey if she could come up and she had any concerns, if she was completely okay with it. But that was definitely our agenda, was to keep it, within the scope.
Good morning all. We actually took a look at the revisions and consistent with the language within the scope as well as what's provided within the proposed changes is consistent. There are no changes, and it specifically references the scope so that whatever work or whatever is being asked of board counsel would be consistent with what was requested in the scope. So no changes.
Thank you. Anyone else? And we don't vote on anything today, correct?
You do need to take a vote on your first, what they call first reading.
Okay, I don't have it.
So I would
Okay.
ask that you take that action today, and then it will come back to you for final approval.
Great. Thank you, ma'am. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve on first reading, proposed resolution R 2024-07.
We have a motion by Board Member Schisler, seconded by Board Member Knight. Unless if there's any questions or comments, roll call, please.
Director Cameron Cepeda?
Yes.
Director Hartfield?
Yes.
Director Henderson? Director King?
Yes.
Director Knight?
Yes.
Director Mechanic?
Yes.
Director Myers?
Yes.
Director Owen?
Yes.
Director Schisler?
Yes.
Chair Viera?
Yes.
Director Williams?
Yes.
Director Wostel?
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously.
Thank you very much for that, Board. Moving forward, HART Board committee reports are included in the packet under Section 8. Reports from HART Board representatives are in
I'm
section...
sorry, Mr. Chair.
Sorry.
I have one more item.
I apologize.
There is
Apologies.
a second item under our general counsel services, and that relates to the Revenue Ad Hoc Committee. Jan McLean is on remotely and is going to present that item. Jan, are you on to present?
I'm sorry. Yes, I was eloquently speaking over here, but nobody could hear me. Let me start all over again. Can you hear me now? That awesome question.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I apologize wholeheartedly. I thought I was ready, but I pressed the wrong button. So good morning, Mr. Chair and directors. Jan McLean with the firm of Gray Robinson to bring you an update and overview of the ad hoc committee recommendations to the board. What you have in front of you is a presentation that many of you may have already seen in our committee discussions, and I bring that forward to you. It's also within your packet so that you had an opportunity to review it. What I'd like to focus on here today is the ad hoc committee is asking the board to consider. It obviously has considered various different options and taken input to consider additional funding sources. It's considered information, and one of the things that we are here today to discuss is the potential of increasing the millage level in the charter to allow the board, to be able to increase the ad valorem if agreed by the members in accordance with the statute. So, and I say all of that with a lot of caveat language because this is a stepwise process. And what I'm bringing to you today is first the consideration of amending the charter, and then the consideration of at that point of when the members of the board wish to, if they do, increase the millage, then they would have the structure in place with which to do that. What you have in front of you is portions of Statute 163-567, which is the creation of the regional transit authorities and indicates what must be within a charter. And the charter amendments process is the same as during the creation. So, and as you can see there, it should be amendments to the charter shall be executed by the governing bodies of each of the members and filed with the Secretary of State, of course, after approval by the members. If we could go to the next slide, that would be great. Thank you. Okay. In 163-570, the authority is designated as special regional taxation. And so in here you can see that the ability to impose up to 3 mil is authorized by the statute. However, the HART charter has an imposition cap of 1/2. So in order to have the ability to even consider increasing any millage down the road, you would have to first amend your charter. And the board has taken the first steps towards that by creating a charter review committee, which would need to be convened to look at this item and potentially other items within the charter to be proposed back to the board for consideration. The charter, like I had indicated, the charter is amended in the same way as the original charter was convened. Charter amendments are voted on by the board and then approved and executed by each governing body of the members. If the millage is increased within the charter, then at that point, the board would then consider potentially drafting ballot language for consideration by the board and its members, which would have to be approved by all of the members. And then it would have to go onto a ballot referendum of general election, which that only occurs, it can't be a special election. For instance, you have a general election this year, and if we had met the scheduling requirements, then the ballot language would have to have been to the supervisor of elections by the primary, which is, I believe, in mid-August. So that obviously is not going to happen this year. Your first available opportunity, if the board chooses to amend the charter, and I'm going to constantly keep with the caveats, then you would have to have your ballot language ready for 2026 for it to be considered on that general election. And if the board does move through that and the language does go on all of the jurisdictions of the authority must approve the ballot language for that increase in assessment to be imposed. So it's quite a stepwise thing. We have a process in front of us as a HART board to consider as we move through that. And the first would be, as I had indicated, with the convening of the Charter Review Committee to propose back to the board any revisions to the charter, which may include the increasing of the available millage. All members of the ballot language must be on the ballot of general election. The language must be to the supervisor of elections, as I indicated. So just to circle back around, at this point in time, I have no recommendation. It's just that the board to consider to continue moving on with the Charter Review Committee. And that would be the end of my presentation at this point.
Thank you, ma'am. Any comments?
I do. Oh, please.
Who wants to go first? Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
It'll probably be
And then
similar.
Commissioner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to state for the record, I'm not going to support any new tax. I think this has gotten to the point where it's getting close to looking like that. And I made a commitment to the voters of Hillsborough County that I will not support any new taxes or millage increases. So I will be voting no on this from here on out. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yep, thank you. Sorry, Commissioners, I know you've heard me beat this drum, and I'm going to beat it one more time. I'm quite frankly appalled that this is the direction that committee went towards. I thought it was going to be something more innovative on how we can find funding. Property taxes are the most regressive form of tax there is. It is not escapable. It is an ever-increasing barrier to entry of homeownership. It impacts the lowest economic citizens of our society the most, particularly those on fixed incomes, our senior citizens, of which Hillsborough County has one of the most dense populations in the state of Florida, because it continues to increase their cost of living at a greater rate normally than their increased cost of fixed income. I believe that Mr. Smith, Attorney Smith, gave a briefing. I read the transcripts of the meeting. Specifically, though, he said that this must be approved by the Board of County Commissioners. Is that correct, what he briefed this committee on?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay, because it wasn't in this slide. When it says governing bodies, at this point, I think it can, if the chair is the one who has to do it, or if there needs to be a motion to end this committee at this point, I would be in favor of that, but I will be an absolute no on this recommendation, just to signal what my vote will be once it gets to the Board of County Commissioners. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone
If
else?
I could, Mr. Chair.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, ma'am.
If I could, Mr. Chair, I just want to make sure that because I tend to be direct with the yes. Yes, you are correct, but that was with regard to moving forward with any increase in the millage. As I said, this would be a stepwise process. So if the board wanted to consider amending the charter to even have that opportunity. You don't have that opportunity right now because you're at the cap of your $500,000. And so you could continue to revise your charter and not take the step of imposing the additional millage. I just wanted to be clear on that.
Thank you. Anything else, sir? Okay. Board Member Schisler, go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Fully recognizing the positions of many of the members regarding taxation issues. Having sat on the ad hoc committee, we reviewed numerous options for revenue increases. Some of them are easy, some of them are not. Some of them make sense, some of them do not. Some of them are actually, will generate the funding that is needed, some won't. So we're here as a board to lead HART and to do it in a pragmatic approach, conservative as we can possibly be, fully recognizing the taxpayers' responsibilities and our responsibilities to the taxpayers. Having said all that, one of the steps in order to do anything is to initiate the charter review. And it's not just funding. There were issues raised by the FDOT report that we need to address. If we want to maintain and grow HART and make it the public service instrument that it needs to be, we need to keep moving forward with this process. And if at the end the county commission kills it, the county commission kills it. But this board needs to move forward with it. And I really would hope that we as a board maintain our leadership as a board for HART, taking out all the other, when I'm sitting here as a HART board member, not as the city of Temple Terrace. I don't know if I can get it through the city of Temple Terrace. I can't promise that. I'm not going to say it will, I won't say it won't. But I'm not here with my Temple Terrace hat on. I'm here with my HART hat on and doing what I think needs to be done for the residents, the employees, the drivers, everybody all up and down the whole line, all of our stakeholders. And we need to move forward with this and at least start. It's going to be a long process. It's going to take months and months to get this done. And then we have to go the road show to the individual stakeholders, the city of Tampa, city of Temple Terrace, and Hillsborough County. And then and only then can we move forward with any voter issues. So I would just request that we give the opportunity for the process to work and to do it the right way. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Board Member Owen, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, and I'll just quickly address that. I guess one of my concerns is you referenced the FDOT report. I'm not speaking for the legislature, but I don't know how that is going to be perceived to the legislature if one of our solutions, or our biggest solution, is to tax the residents of Hillsborough County. As a matter of fact, I think that would be frowned on. So I guess I would get behind this if we would just remove the portion of raising the millage rate, the possibility of raising the millage rate, but of course addressing any changes that we want to make to the charter related to the recommendations by the by FDOT, because I don't really know if one of those solutions was let's just tax the residents of Hillsborough County. So so again, I won't be supporting it, but if there was some type of sentiment of the board to just remove the portion of raising taxes on the taxpayers of Hillsborough County through a millage increase, then of course I would get behind it, but not if this is a first step of a couple more to tax the residents of Hillsborough County, and keeping in mind that I really, I don't know how this will go over with the legislature. So that is me trying to protect HART by trying to protect us from this entity from existing as it is now. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Board Member Myers and then Board Member Wosel.
Thank you. I would like to thank the committee first for bringing this idea back to us and hearing from the attorney this morning. This is one of the things we ask, if we want to stay stagnated, that's what we would be doing as a board of HART. But when we're looking at opportunities and we talk about how we're going to fund all of our HART programs and all of our HART buses, maintenance and all, we talked about that we need to look at a millage increase. So we're not asking for the millage increase this year. We know we cannot do that this year. We're too late. But going forward, the opportunity should be there for this board to consider and let it move forward through the process. And then if the voters of Hillsborough County wants to vote it down, then let us leave it up to the voters. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Board Member Wilson, go ahead,
Thank
sir.
you. And since the study was referenced, there were many things in there, particularly about restructuring the board leadership. A lot of those recommendations that came in that study about that board leadership overhauls, those came from me directly, and I'm glad that the consulting team implemented them in there, because I think that it's the number one thing that needs to be changed if we continue to move forward in an organization. But I'll tell you that in just my short time as an elected official, we had a county commissioner try and raise the millage rate, an entire mill. We killed that. We had the mayor of Tampa try and raise another full mill for 23% of the population. And now we're having another organization. It's the efforts are, we're going to try and attack people's cost of living, which is at the highest rates in modern history. We're going to try and attack them at every angle from government right now to further price them out of their homes, and it's just something I will never support, including even opening it up to the possibility as a way to protect them from that happening, since it's been such a consistently strong desire from multiple branches of government in Hillsborough County in only my 18 months. I will not support it opening up another opportunity, since it seems to be so desired by elected officials. So I'll concede there. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, and I'll give my thoughts, if I may, on it. You take a look at the politics, and when I say the politics of this, I don't mean the adverse effect or positive effect to an elected official. I mean the political will for something like this. I think it's clear that right now, where we're at in Hillsborough County, the political will for this has been diminished. That being said, it shouldn't preclude us from allowing, this board and any committees, et cetera, to do their work, to discuss all potential sources that can be had to improve HART. The idea that Commissioner Owen talked about, the legislature and what they would think about this, that's certainly something of a consideration that I think we should take. That being said, to preclude us from considering all potential avenues to assist HART, I think at this point would be unreasonable, in my opinion. Everybody brings up some very, very good points. Tax increases were mentioned. I'm a person, I'm opposed to frivolous tax increases. I'm opposed to tax increases where somebody goes, hey, listen, I want to spend all this, so let's just put it on taxpayers and not look at other ways to, look at other sources, mitigate issues, et cetera. In the city of Tampa, for example, I propose scaling back the mayor's tax increase by 75% or 80% and having it only go to police officers and firefighters. Was that a political hit? Sure, but I thought it was the right thing to do. So again, I'm not opposed philosophically to a tax increase. There's got to be a political will to get to the point where you want to go. And you've got to have something that's narrowly tailored. I've also talked a lot about the confidence of taxpayers in HART, that and that was, probably a year and a half ago, but that if we're going to have a discussion with taxpayers in Hillsborough County on revenue, they need to have confidence in HART. Thank God, over the last year and a half, because of the staff that we have here, because of this board that's worked together in such a really nonpartisan way, and especially because our CEO, Scott Drainville, I think we've made miles forward in that regard. Still got miles to go, but I think that's another important consideration. So just my thoughts. Just my thoughts. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Next, we go then to HART committee reports, which are included in the packet under Section 8. Reports from HART board representatives in Section 9. Information reports are included in Section 10. As noted by our CEO, under Tab 10C, you will find a report on HART's organizational performance achievements during the second quarter of fiscal year 2024. Is there any old business from members? Is there any new business? Okay, so we adjourn. This concludes the regular business for today. The meeting is now adjourned. Thank you to our staff and our CEO and our hardworking board members for today. We appreciate you and all the public. Thank you and have a good day. There you go. See you, buddy. Have a good day. You too. Yes, sir. I got a mediator.